Today from Memphis, Tennessee, the Tigers play host to the SMU Mustangs from the Liberty Bowl. And with a win today, Memphis wins the West Division of the American and earns a spot into the championship game. Hi, everyone. Good to have you with us here today. Mike Corey, Rini and Golia. A lot on the line here today, Rini, for the Memphis Tigers.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one today. Both these teams might kind of mirror each other, especially on offense. Very windy out today in Memphis. Let's see which team can handle that win the best.
How about some of the talented wide receivers that we have in this game here today?
Yeah, Trey Quinn, 96 receptions on the year. Unbelievable target. And then on the other side, Anthony Miller. He's the all-everything wide receiver. The speed can stretch the field. Two dynamic wide receivers we're going to watch today.
Memphis won the toss. They have deferred, and SMU will receive to start today's game.
Yeah, and not only is it windy, Mike, the forecast as we look at it, thunderstorms, they're saying around halftime this wind might do a complete shift and start going the other direction. So going to be interesting watching these coaches today play the wind.
Braden West lets it go into the end zone. And it'll be SMU on offense for the first time today.
Well, and we talked to offensive coordinator Joe Craddock last night, Mike. He said he was going to come out with a little wrinkle today. He wouldn't tell us what it was. Personnel, formation, a little different than what we're used to seeing, and I'm sure what Memphis is used to seeing. So we'll have to see this first play of the game, what they do.
There's number 8, quarterback Ben Hicks, just a sophomore out of Waco, Texas. What a career he's already had.
Preston to play early on as a freshman really has matured as a sophomore.
All right, so here we go. First play from the 25. It's a simple handoff up the middle to Xavier Jones.
And it's a subtle change for them, but they had an inline tight end on the line of scrimmage. So they're bringing a tight end that time. Just a little different look that SMU gave Memphis right there.
Jones, one of our impact players here today.
He sure is. I talked about the wind. I think they're going to have to establish some run, and Xavier Jones is an explosive, powerful back that I think is going to get a lot of carries today.
Second half pass by Hicks, knocked down. Excellent defensive play. TJ Carter got in front of the passing lane.
An outstanding cornerback. Folks, TJ Carter is a true freshman. Last year at this time he was in high school, playing unbelievable this year. We met the young man yesterday, very mature, and he's one of our impact players. And you see right off the bat, he makes a play. We already talked about Xavier Jones. He got 5 yards his first time out, so kind of nice, those impact players contributing early.
3rd down and 6 for SMU, opening series of the ball game. Hicks overthrown, and a flag comes in, looking for James Prochet, and the initial call is a hold on Memphis.
And it's going to be on TJ Carter. He grabbed him.
That's number 2. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And, you know, Carter just got beat, Mike, and he just reaches up instinctively and grabs the receiver by the back. We'll get a good look at it here. Right side of your screen, right there. Great job. You see Carter grab the receiver, James Prochet, number 3. It's an easy call for the side judge.
So a fresh set of downs, and they go back to Jones here, and a nice run by Xavier Jones. It's a first down. It's a gain of 11 to the Memphis 49-yard line.
And that's what SMU tries to do. Spread you out, throw it around, and then sprinkle in that run. It's a real good mix.
Hicks taking a shot. One-on-one, and it's Sutton. Oh, what a catch, and he has it for the touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 6-0, SMU, 35-yard strike.
Normally with a big receiver like Cortland Sutton, 6'4", 215, you want that ball far and away. Let him go up and high point it. Hicks kind of back shoulders this, throws it behind him. What an adjustment by Cortland Sutton. Top of the screen, watch this. A little bit of a hand, that's okay, they're hand checking. Comes back, adjusts, makes the catch, and you see the power and strength, Mike, as he reaches that ball across the goal line.
Kevin Robledo's extra point makes it 7-0 SMU. One-on-one there with Tito Wyndham that time for Memphis, and the big guy Sutton wins it. How about that? 35 straight games out of the reception. Count that one for the touchdown. He is second in the nation now with 12 touchdown receptions. And you see some of these amazing numbers from Courtland Sutton, just a junior.
Yeah.
We expect that he's going to be moving on.
He's had defenses this year double team and bracket him, and what they found out by doing that, it's opened up Trey Quinn more than Trey can get open anyway, because Trey is really all around their best receiver. But Trey Quinn, 96 receptions on the year. Courtland Sutton, boy, what a great 1-2 punch.
No Tony Pollard back to return this kick. We've got Anthony Miller and Darrell Henderson. It hits off the turf, and it's going to be Henderson from the 10-yard line. And gets met just across the 30. Pretty good starting field position.
And that's the power squib that Coach Chad Morris told he was going to do. He said, if my kicker kicks it to Tony Pollard, if he's back there, he may be busing it back to Dallas.
Yeah.
So, but no Pollard back there.
At Memphis, Riley Ferguson, here the senior quarterback for the Tigers.
And he's done a really nice job. His second year in this system. He's really the leader, the field general down there. Understands the offense, and he looks for the matchups. He's that type of quarterback that scans the field.
So important for SMU to get off to a good start. I mean, you could say that in any game, but especially for them.
Listen, you talked about they just have not played well against Memphis at all, and for them to go down and score in the opening drive, that's a huge momentum boost for them.
First carry of the game here for Patrick Taylor for the Memphis Tigers. About a gain of 5.
Man, I really like Patrick Taylor. A big running back, 6'3", 223 pounds. Only a sophomore. And, of course, Darrell Henderson as well. A little bit of their smaller back. 5'9", 200 pounds. Another really good tandem.
To give to Henderson. Darrell Henderson met in the backfield, and coming up was Delonte Scott to make the play for SMU along with Robinson there.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do from that linebacker position. They try to go short side, does Memphis, and look at the job of Scott shooting through there along with Delano Robinson. Two outside linebackers, very active. Big TFL there, tackle for a loss for SMU.
It's going to be third down here for the Tigers, 3rd and 17. Ferguson, a deep drop. Goes and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Wyatt for SMU. And Wyatt has his 4th interception of the season.
Jordan Wyatt was a former safety. Had a confidence problem, defensive coordinator Van Malone told us. They moved him to corner, and now he does not have a confidence problem. He reads the quarterback here, does an outstanding job, undercuts it. He was looking for Anthony Miller. Look at the speed by Jordan Wyatt. Undercut the ball, keep going. Makes that interception and puts his offense in great position.
Thought he was going to run another one back to the house, Rainey, which he's done twice this season. 4 interceptions now, 2 run back for touchdowns, and 10 career picks.
5 career returns for touchdowns. I mean, Jordan Wyatt playing lights out at SMU.
Picks. And there's another flag thrown as the pass was intended for Sutton. Coverage again by Tito Wyndham. There's a guy that was beat for the touchdown earlier by Sutton. Let's see what this call is.
Pass interference, defense number 24. Automatic, first down.
Now you don't have to turn around. There's no face guarding in college football, but if you don't turn around and you contact the receiver, it's pass interference, and that's what he did. He contacted him without turning around to play the ball. Another easy call for the official, and boy, this SMU offense, Mike, is really in sync.
That's a tough cover against Sutton. 6'4", 216, so big, so talented, athletic.
And Tito Wyndham goes 5'9", 180, so the size advantage definitely goes to Courtland Sutton there.
It's now 1st and goal for SMU. Hicks up top. What a catch. It's Galliard. No, now they say incomplete. It hit the turf. That was Myron Galliard that looked like he hauled it in for the touchdown.
He had it, but remember, you have to maintain control of the football when you go to the ground. It looked like Galliard had it. When he hit the ground, the ball comes loose. Would have been an outstanding catch. Just have to, because he had it, rolled over, and then lost it. That's going to be an incomplete pass. It's a good throw by Ben Hicks. and a great effort. But boy, you just got to maintain it all the way through. And Gellier just doesn't do it there.
Hicks again for Sutton this time, and it's overthrown. And on coverage was T.J. Carter, so they changed it up there.
And that's one there if you're Ben Hicks. Boy, give Courtland Sutton at least a chance to make that catch. Don't overthrow him. Put it up high where only he can go up and make that catch. But give him a chance. You know, they call those 50-50 balls. When it's Courtland Sutton, I call them like 80-20 balls because he usually comes down with them. Former basketball player. It's like going up, getting a rebound.
Toss it up. Memphis fans rising to their feet here on 3rd down and goal, trying to get a stop. Courtland Sutton, he's usually the guy they like to go to on these 3rd and long situations. See if they try it his way again.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, he's the #1 target.
Hicks, and it's a low throw looking for Braden West coming out of the backfield. And the Mustangs will have to settle for a field goal try.
Yeah, it looked like he had West, the running back, a little option route there. But Hicks was getting pressure up the middle. Good job by Memphis. Gets a little love tap at the end there. And the throw went low to West.
So it'll be Kevin Robledo who comes on here for the field goal attempt. 27-yard attempt. They're trying to make it 10-0 SMU. And sneaks it in. So the opening drive for the touchdown by the Mustangs. They get an interception and they turn that into 3. 10-0 SMU. Shelby Walker has to hold the ball down here for the kick. Another liner off the turf picked up by Henderson inside of his own 15-yard line and just across the 25-yard line. Love talking to Coach Norvell, who we met with again yesterday. And, you know, a lot of coaches come out and they preach certain things. And, you know, he doesn't. He says, we're going to do it, and I'm going to lead by example, and I'm going to show them. And that's why his team's been so successful.
Well, his players trust him. That's a great trust. He's only 36 years old, another one of the hot coaches whose name pops up for every vacancy in the country.
Hand off to Tony Pollard here for the Tigers. Gets up to the 34-yard line. Right back to Pollard. And a first down run to the 40-yard line. And they like to get him involved, Rainey. He's done a little bit of everything. Rushing, catching. He's on the kickoff returns.
Yeah, you want to give him about 12 to 15 touches. Counting special teams, handing him the ball, throwing it to him. He's that type of guy. Get him the ball in space and see what he can do with it.
Ferguson over the middle, and it is dropped. And looking for Dykes. Sean Dykes, the tight end. Shelby Walker there on coverage.
And Dykes has been
Clemens.
And Dykes has been a good target for Riley Ferguson. That's one there. Ferguson put it right there. Dykes needs to make that catch in the middle of the field.
2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Ferguson from Miller. With blockers in front. Anthony Miller, a little convoy inside the 30. Still on his feet. Miller finally tripped up at the 12-yard line by Jordan Williams.
I love that play. Watch this, guys. This is a quick bubble screen, but I want you to take a look at, watch the offensive lineman downfield blocking for him.
Patrick Taylor's in the backfield. He gets the call, and he's going to be stopped shy. Combination that time of Mikhail Onu and Kyron Mitchell.
Yeah, Kyron Mitchell, the outside linebacker, has been playing really well for that SMU defense as he comes up to meet the big running back, Patrick Taylor, at the goal line.
2nd down and goal, Tigers.
Now, if it's me, I give it to the big guy again. 6'3", 223. Feed him again.
They do. Patrick Taylor. Taylor, they're going to say he was down prior to getting over the goal line. The official comes right in and says he's down shy of the touchdown. They fire off.
Yeah, I thought he was in
prematurely.
Well, you gave it to him once, you gave it to him twice. How about a third time? The big guy bounces a little bit. He's got the lineman pulling. He lowers the pad level. He's a tall back.
Wow.
the ball crossed, but obviously the line judge felt the knee hit before the ball crossed. We'll see if they give it to him a third time, Mike.
It's Ferguson trying to sneak it, and he did not get it.
And you see that with spread teams that run shotgun. They walk the quarterback up to sneak it. If it's me and I'm Coach Mike Norvell, I give it to my big back. You've got to be able to pick up a yard down here. If you're an offensive line and you have a 225-pound back, you know, that's just mano-a-mano. You say to yourself, we need to win the line of scrimmage, and we need to run this thing in.
Typically not this difficult for Memphis.
Big fullback coming in here, Mike.
Especially a half a yard out. You're right. You got the fullback in. You've got Patrick Taylor in the I formation set. 4th and goal. Ferguson to Taylor, and this time, no doubt, touchdown Tigers.
And I love the call. I formation, you bring Joseph Dorcius in, 94. He's a big defensive end. Goes about 270. Look at the block he threw. Beautiful. Patrick Taylor, big back behind him, squares his shoulders up. That's goal line. That's the will and effort you want down there on 4th down.
And they've had that set up a few times this year with Dorcius, who's the brother of Dorlin Dorcius, the running back that we haven't seen yet today for the Tigers. They get the touchdown on Patrick Taylor's 9th touchdown run of the season, and it's a 3-point ball game.
It's good football right here. I formation, big fullback in front, lower those pads. 10-7, SMU.
Memphis on top, or Memphis trailing 10-7 here with SMU on top. First quarter action as the Tigers go back and get a touchdown.
And that's the way good teams answer, Mike. 10 plays, 73 yards, just under 4 minutes. The 1-yard touchdown by Patrick Taylor.
And the wind in the direction from right to left, so no chance here for SMU in a return. SMU now goes with Cayman Freeman in the backfield on this set. And he'll have the carry for just a couple. 2 pretty good drives, though, by SMU to start. Rainey, a 6-play, 75-yard drive for a touchdown. Then after the interception, 6 plays, 26 yards, had to settle for the field goal.
Yeah, and I love what SMU's doing. The good combination of run-pass today, getting their backs in there. Both these teams rotate their running backs, as you just said. Cayman Freeman in now for SMU. He's their bigger back, about 210 pounds, but doing a nice job keeping this Memphis defense on their heels.
Quinn at the top of the screen. Sutton is at the bottom, with West and Freeman now in the backfield. Looking for Trey Quinn for the first time today, overthrown. And on coverage is Tito Wyndham.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. Quinn stopped. Hicks kept throwing it back shoulder down the field. And it goes incomplete. Now you're 3rd and long behind the chains. But, you know, 3rd and 7, Mike, this distance, they look for Cortland Sutton, number 16. He's right here, folks. So let's keep an eye on him, see if they target him.
Hicks. No, trying to find Prochet, and the pass is dropped and incomplete and almost intercepted. Tim Hart had a chance at it. Would have been a first down catch by James Prochet.
Well, and Prochet broke open in the middle of the field, found that soft spot. Looked like to me he should have caught it. Hicks delivered it. We'll get a great look at it right in the middle of the field. I love how Prochet slides. And yeah, I mean, that hits him in the breadbasket. You have to catch that ball. Those are passes that keep drives alive, and James Prochet is a good receiver. He knows he's got to catch that ball.
There's Anthony Miller back to return the Jamie Sackville punt for the first time today. Got a few extra yards out of this bounce, all the way down to the 20-yard line. SMU here will try to beat a ranked team on the road for the first time since 2011. They're already bowl eligible for the first time since 2012. And how about for Memphis? A win today, and they win the West Division of the American, and a spot in the championship game. They got out to Machine Slade here now for Memphis, who gets all the way up to the 40-yard line, and the Tigers first down, gain of 20.
A little speed sweep to McShane Slade there. I like it. Breaks a tackle, and it's a big run on first down.
Now Ferguson looks the other side of the field. And they've got it again. Nice play. Coxie inside the 35-yard line. DeMonte Coxie to help set up the touchdown down to the 1.
And that's the quote-unquote NFL throw. You see Riley Ferguson's arm strength from the far hash. He can throw that deep out across the field, and he gets it there to Coxie.
Miller isolated at the bottom of the screen here on first down and 10. And they go right to him. Anthony Miller on the catch. Gets in front of Wyatt. He's going to be tracked down at the 10. Finally by Rodney Clemens. And with that catch, Anthony Miller breaks the school record with his 213th catch of his career. Ferguson, pump fake. End zone, knocked down by Clemens. They wanted to go to Dykes.
Now, and going back to Anthony Miller, that's like pick your poison if you're SMU. That's just Riley Ferguson understanding the matchup. You give a big cushion and you're in man coverage, you're going to throw it right to Anthony Miller. Give him the ball in space. You press cover him right up. He's quick enough to get by you. That's a tough matchup for the SMU secondary.
Miller in motion. Second down. Ferguson's in trouble. He's sacked. And that's Justin Lawler that gets in there. And the senior out of Pottsboro, Texas.
And that's 8.5 sacks now on the year for Justin Lawler. Just a great job playing up top. Left defensive end just beats the offensive lineman Roger Joseph, who's been playing really well for Memphis. But I tell you what, Justin Lawler having an unbelievable season for SMU.
Top 5 in school history, as you see there, now 19.5 to his credit. Third down for Memphis. Ferguson, and really they want to go with it. And Miller, are they going to say that's a catch and a fumble? Yes. And Delano Robinson looked like he got on top of it here for SMU. The officials are going to confer there is a flag down.
The headline judge just dropped the flag. They're trying to go tunnel screen inside.
It's kind of just like, looked like he threw that.
Yeah, we'll get the calls. I mean, that's a tough one. Catch, no catch is one of the things that people argue about the most in football. To me, that was an incomplete catch, Mike. But Charles LaMartina will sort it out here, the referee.
Right.
Rolling on the field is a reception and an illegal forward pass. Offense number 5. Penalty is loss of down at the spot of the foul. It is fourth down.
And that's a great call. Because, like I said, it looked like he threw the ball.
Yeah.
It's an excellent job of this officiating crew to say, you know what? Well, no.
And Peter Voss.
Illegal forward pass.
Peter Voss, the replay official, is going to look at this because I don't know why Sean Dykes would throw the ball forward. Let's get a look at it. It's going to come from the top of the screen. He comes underneath. Right here, you know, the ball's kind of bobbling. And I thought it got stripped out by the defender, 17, Jordan Williams, because why would Sean Dykes throw it forward?
Miller on the catch.
It was Anthony Miller, I'm sorry.
But no, you're right. Why would he try to do that? It's going to be a 34-yard attempt now for the field goal here by Riley Patterson. Patterson to try to tie it from 34 yards out. Yes, sir. 10-10 with 1 minute and 37 seconds to play in this first quarter. So the Mustangs score the first 10, and Memphis has come back to tie it up. Tied at 10 here today from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, between the Tigers and the Mustangs. Mike Corey, Rini Ngolia with you. This game in the American Athletic Conference. If Memphis wins, they win the West Division of the American and earn a spot in the championship game on Saturday, December 2nd.
Yeah, and they'll await really the winner of next week's game between UCF and USF, the battle, the war on I-4 as they call it in Florida.
Another kickoff to the end zone, and you think about that other game there, UCF and Temple. It's 7-3 right now. Knights are on top in that ball game. Temple though driving. It's Xavier Jones. This is what SMU told us they want to try to do, establish some type of run game here today. You've got Jones, you've got Braden West, you've got Kamen Freeman, 3 excellent backs, all underclassmen.
Yeah, well, and I use the saying Joe Craddock, the offensive coordinator at SMU, told me early on in the year, you throw the ball to score points, but you run the ball to win games. And what that means is, even though you might be spread and you throw it around, you got big receivers like Cortland Sutton, you still got to establish that run. You still got to grind the clock out and get first downs when it counts, especially late in games.
Little toss out here to Jones. And slips right before the first down marker. It's going to be a 3rd down and short on the way here for the Mustangs. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs when we start the second quarter and come back to Memphis after this. They put up the first 10 points of the game. Tigers have come back to tie it. It's a good one here today at the Liberty Bowl. Back with more in a moment. Second quarter about ready to get underway from Memphis between the Tigers and the Mustangs. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7 here for SMU at their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, and this is it. If you scouted him on film, this is it down. Cortland Sutton, who's at the top of the screen. They like to target.
West in the backfield. Hicks hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Again, Prochet over the middle. Can't put it all on him, a low throw, and Jacoby Francis had that pressure on Hicks that time for Memphis.
And that time, defensive coordinator Chris Ball dialed up a blitz to get to Ben Hicks. Just want to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. They got to him just in time, as you said, throw a little low, and that's a nice job of that Memphis defense.
Anthony Miller awaits the Jamie Sackville punt here on 4th and 7 for SMU. And some extra roll on this first punt, a few extra bounces here. Now it's still on his feet is Patrick Taylor here from Memphis. And a first down run to the 44-yard line. Such a strong, powerful back. You talked about him, Reedy. Gotta love his size and strength and just carrying defenders for extra yardage. We'll change up the backs now. And it's going to be Darrell Henderson that checks in. We'll give it to him. We'll block it in front. And he gets inside the 35-yard line. J.T. Williams finally made the tackle. How about a block by Roger Joseph of the offensive line to help spring Henderson?
Yeah, it's only the 3rd year that Roger Joseph, number 66, the big right tackle, has played football. He's new to the game. 6'5", 317. He's a junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's coming along very nicely for Memphis this season.
Henderson stays in the backfield. Miller, the motion man. Ferguson for Miller. Count it. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, you're going to have man-to-man coverage on the outside on Anthony Miller. The safety doesn't rotate over quick enough, and he just splits them. He splits Jordan Wyatt, and he splits the safety, and Riley Ferguson throws a BB in there for the 34-yard touchdown. That is now 25 TDs between Riley Ferguson and Anthony Miller the past 2 seasons, Mike.
It's incredible. Miller with the school record in catches, which he got today. Already has a school record in yards and adds on to his touchdown total as well. 31 for his career for the Tigers as they lead by 7. Like you said, we met with him yesterday at a nice meeting. We went over to the Lobato Children's Hospital here in the area that the Memphis Tigers players visit very frequently. Great guy. He talked about his father, Pat, his mom, Katie, and helping him throughout his career to get to this point. Now SMU back on offense. SMU after the penalty from the 18-yard line. First down and 10. And now the defense from Memphis getting going as Kamen Freeman held up after just a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards here. And you mentioned it earlier about Memphis's defense and their defensive coordinator, Chris Ball. How about the job that they did in that Navy game? You and I were here holding Navy and just stifling that offense. 5 turnovers, and I feel like that's been a spark for this group.
He's done a great job with his defensive unit, and they're up against it today again with his very good SMU defense. Much different than the triple option in Navy, but a good offense nonetheless.
Freeman again, just across the 25-yard line.
And the thing I love about the defense, Mike, is their motto. So what? Next play.
Right.
Meaning, listen, if you mess up on a play, so what? Get ready for the next one. Don't harp on it. And you'll see him make the hand motion. They also say flush it, meaning get rid of that play. Flush it. Whether it's a good play or a bad play. Flush it. Get ready for the next one. I love that.
And the next one now is a 3rd down and 2. Can they stop the Mustangs here and force another punt? They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down. And it's going to be 0 for 4. Sharif White in there from Memphis, among others. And it's great teamwork by this group collectively on this season. There's Curtis Akins, number 7, fired up.
Well, you know, I think a lot of people questioned this defense early in the season, but I think it was that Navy game you talked about that really, you know, got them going, and they played really good football from here on out, and they've complemented their offense very nicely.
They've also simplified things. That's what Chris Ball told us. And when you can simplify it and play faster and make plays, you become more effective.
Yeah, you don't want paralysis by analysis. Don't think, just react. Play.
3rd straight 3 and out by SMU. And Henderson gets the call. Darrell Henderson. Space, still on his feet, and Henderson is not going to be caught. Touchdown, Tigers, 70 yards.
And I didn't even have time to say it, Mike. But I was going to say Van Malone in this SMU defense, this was an important series, and especially not to give up the big play. And boy, you give it up on the ground, and boy, Darrell Henderson looked like he was shot out of a cannon there.
And that's why that guy is averaging the nation's 3rd best 8.1 yards per carry, because it's runs like that.
Great blocking up front. You saw the lineman pull. Just an inside handoff to Henderson. And he is not going to be caught. Memphis leads it.
Back at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, and the Tigers have scored 24 unanswered points, now to lead by 2 touchdowns.
It's amazing how quick this offense can strike this season. They've done it time and time again. That time, just a little inside handoff to Darrell Henderson.
Brady, Memphis's average scoring drive this season is under 2 minutes. That last one was 11 seconds, thanks to Henderson's 70-yard run.
So basically, it took Henderson 11 seconds to run 70 yards.
And here's SMU, who has punted their last 3 drives and only amassed 15 total yards. And out to the air, Hicks. And that's what they've done best this season. Prochet on the catch across the 45-yard line for a 1st down. Early on, I was wondering, where's the pass man?
Yeah.
And that's what this team does.
Well, and they've had that soft spot in the middle to Prochet. We've seen him go a couple times. That time, they connect. And this is an important drive for the SMU Mustangs. You want to put some points on here with the way this Memphis offense is going. You know, you don't want them getting out too far ahead.
And now Hicks fires a strike over the middle. The catch is made by Galliard. That's Myron Galliard, the sophomore, for another 1st down.
Well, and you clearly see a soft spot in the middle of the field between the hashes, and that's where Ben Hicks is trying to exploit. this Memphis defense.
And this is where Chad Morris wants this offense going up tempo himself.
Yeah, these two offenses kind of mirror each other. Remember, these staffs, Chad Morris, Mike Norvell, they were together in Tulsa a while back. So very similar offensive philosophies for these two teams.
Hicks, and as he throws, and the catch is made by Quinn. And got it in front of Tito Wyndham that time. And John Tate hit Hicks as he threw.
I mean, that was good coverage by Tito Wyndham. You see the hands of Trey Quinn as he comes back to the ball and just fights for the reception. Take a look at Ben Hicks. Hobbled a little bit after that pass.
Second down and short for Jones, and tripped up in the backfield by Jannard Avery.
And defensive coordinator Chris Ball told us yesterday he expected Jannard Avery to have a big game today. That time, fights off the block and makes the tackle for the loss.
He's in the backfield a lot. Top 10 in the nation in tackles for losses this season for Jannard Avery.
You see a safety right here cheating towards him.
Hicks dumps it off for Braden West, and West gets inside the 20. He has a first down. That's great recognition there by the Mustangs.
Oh, that's what you do. You know, the defense is looking at those outside receivers, and then you come underneath to West. Hicks is going to get pressure in his face, stays in the pocket, knows he's going to get hit, delivers it to West after taking a big hit, and he picks up the first down. Big play there for SMU.
Certainly was. It was Jonathan Wilson that got in his face that time, but able to find West for the first. Fresh set of downs now inside the red zone. Jones, and gets close to the 10. SMU needs something here. They've given up 24 straight to Memphis, coming up on the 4-minute mark in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they started backed up at their own goal line. This is a great drive for them. They need to finish it off with points.
Jones, and he's going to go in. Touchdown. Well, the Memphis defense is ready for that there. Xavier Jones scores for his 8th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Yeah, 12-yard runs by Jones. I mean, this is how you answer. Good teams can answer with a little adversity. You're down 14. You're backed up at your own goal line. What a drive by the SMU Mustangs to bring it down and get in the end zone for 6.
And the extra point by Kevin Robledo. And you had said it earlier, Chad Morris and SMU, they were bowl eligible a couple games ago back with a win over Tulsa at the end of October. He said that's not how we want this season and that legacy of this year to be known as. We got to finish strong here.
That's only down by 1 score.
There is Pollard. So with the 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season, 5 for his career. And he's got a chance at it from the 1-yard line. Tony Pollard. Oh, flipped over to the 35. Second down and 8 though from Memphis now from the 22-yard line as they have tossed Kalen Harden out of this game of the targeting. It's just 3 minutes plus left as Ferguson fires and the catch is made up close to the 40-yard line. And once again, Anthony Miller, who has had one heck of a ball game today, and another flag is down back of the 16-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 35. Low hit, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, and let's remember, Mike, you can get a roughing the passer if you go low and it's forcible. We'll see it here. You know, it's Delano Robinson kind of fell into him. And I understand why they made that call. You got to protect the quarterback's knees as much as his head in the pocket. So I agree with that call.
Patrick Taylor now in the backfield on 1st down and 10 from Memphis on the SMU side of the field. Taylor breaks free. Head down and gets inside the 30.
And that's how you run the football. Rodney Clemens, number 8 from SMU, comes up. And he gets hit by a locomotive called Patrick Taylor. Watch him lower the pad level at the end here and run over the defender from SMU. That's how you run the football, with aggression.
Quick strike offense back at work here for the Tigers. And once again, Taylor. He's right near the first down marker yet again. Just like the last drive here, now right back inside the red zone. Now, do you try to use a little bit of clock here, Rainey? I mean, I know that's not what this team does.
Normally, I would say yes, but when they're in rhythm, this offense, this is what they do. So I say stick with what you do. This has worked pretty well for you this season.
Taylor again. And why not? They haven't been able to stop it. Tripped up by Kyron Mitchell for SMU. But once again, another 9-yard run by Taylor.
Well, and big Roger Joseph, once again, 66 for Memphis. He's pulling, and he is setting the edge, giving his running backs creases to get inside his blocks.
And Patrick Taylor has a touchdown run already in this ball game. Let's see what they do here. Second and short. It's Taylor, the first, and the touchdown.
I mean, I love watching big backs because you just give him a crease at the line of scrimmage. He's going to lower that pad level. He's going to drag people in. That was big Gabe Kuhn, 71 that time, that pulled on that play. Give credit to the offensive line for Memphis. Give your backs a chance to get to that second level. They're going to make people miss and or run through them, and that's what Patrick Taylor did, not only on that run, but that possession.
Second touchdown run of the game for Taylor. Memphis goes back on top by 14. These Tiger fans, they're picked to win the West Division this year for the second time in the last 3 years. And if they win today, that will happen. They will win the West once again and earn a spot in the American Championship game on Saturday, December 2nd. It's going to be Kevin Johnson to return this one for SMU. And hit across the 20-yard line. So Braden West in the backfield, but Hicks goes to the air and finds Prochet. Makes the first man miss, and James Prochet has a first down to the 43. It's a gain of 19.
Wow, and there's the chess match right there. You're going to call timeout. We're going to throw it, nice little slant, and we're going to move the ball down and try to put some points on you.
Hicks for Prochet again, and he has it for the first to the 35-yard line. So that route over the middle of the field has been open all day
Well, you
today.
got press coverage on the outsides on Sutton and Quinn, and then you got to think the safeties that are kind of split in the field are really kind of looking peripheral at those guys, and it's leaving a soft spot in the middle of the field for Prochet.
Out of that slot position. Now Hicks goes for side, and it's knocked down again. That's Tito Wyndham, 24. Got his hand on it.
Well, and I tell you, in corners like 24, Tito Wyndham, number 2, TJ Carter, they love challenges like this when you're playing against good wide receivers. And make no mistake about it, Cortland Sutton's a first-round talent.
West stayed on his feet, and Braden West inside the 20 for a first down here for the Mustangs.
And I love the fact that SMU sticks with the run. They saw it, they did it. They're not worried about the time. And now they'll spike it.
So the quick spike here with 38 seconds to go, first half.
You always want to keep that one timeout, right? In case you get caught and the clock's running, because it's important that they get points. Another little inside handoff. This same play, he had the big run that got him off the goal line. Good blocking in the interior there. Good footwork as well. And it was a nice run. And you see how quick they got to the line, spiked it, didn't waste much time at all. Plenty of time left to get points here for SMU, preferably a touchdown.
And now they split out West wide to the outside, and they spread out the Tigers. Hicks is going to take off and run for it. Ben Hicks. And they're going to mark him down just before the goal line as another flag is thrown at about the 8-yard line. So got a lot happening here. What an effort by Ben Hicks.
Hold everything.
For SMU 63.
Defense number 24.
Now, this clock's going to start when they reset it, so it'll be interesting if replay stops it to see if Ben Hicks got in or his knee was down, because they did call him down at the 1-yard line.
But that's the thing. I think their group thought it was a touchdown, but it's not. It's going to be first and goal after they move it up from the penalties, so from like the 1 to the half
And
yard
there's the
line.
clock. They set it, so the clock's running.
Caden Freeman is in the backfield. They've got Mitchell Kaufman in to block. Hicks hands to Freeman, and he's not going to get it.
And now you got to burn your last time out.
7 seconds left. You're right. They have to use it.
So you got time for 2 plays because you're at the 1, but you can't run it because if you get stopped, the half's over. So if it's me here, it's a no-brainer. So we'll see. It looks like Sutton's down at the bottom of the field. This is the guy right here, guys. I would target a little fade to the corner and see if he can go up and make the catch.
Hicks rolling, throwing, it's Quinn. Touchdown, SMU.
And like I said, let's send Cortland Sutton to the middle of the field and slide Trey Quinn underneath. Great play call by Joe Craddock. You had the twins. You send them both inside on slants. You brought Quinn in motion underneath. Great call. Little rub route, they call that. Put him underneath. Good throw by Hicks and a great score by SMU.
We set him up for that, right?
Yeah.
Showing that graphic. We knew they had a throw. And you got to go to one of those 2 guys probably, right? It's Quinn with a touchdown catch. That is his 9th of the season. And we've got 55 points on the board at the end of this first half with Memphis on top by 7. 31-24. A win today for the Tigers, and they win the West Division of the American and a spot in the championship game. First half in the books. Coming up after the break, we'll join Chris Cotter, Chip Kelly, Jonathan Vilma in the studio with a halftime report. Welcome back to the American Athletic Conference on ESPN. Here today from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. Mike Corey and Rini Ngolia. Second half about ready to get underway. 31-24, Memphis by 7. Coach Norvell and Coach Morris as our opening kickoff here of the second half is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And so now Memphis starts with first down and 10 from the 25, and they've had the ground game working well today. Patrick Taylor, this is Darrell Henderson, though, on the first play of this second half. So it's been the combination of Taylor and Henderson. And, of course, Anthony Miller, who's already over 100 yards receiving today for the Tigers. Ferguson dumps it off. And again, Henderson this time receiving and has a first down to the 41. Delano Robinson makes the tackle for SMU.
Yeah, good call. A little screen pass there to Henderson. A little slip screen as he gets out of the backfield there. And a nice pickup.
15-yard gain. Ferguson, wide open man, Joey Magnifico on the catch to the 34-yard line. That's their sophomore tight end.
Yeah, and that's the 21st reception on the year for Magnifico. They've been using him. 6'4", 235-pound tight end out of Cordova, Tennessee.
A 24-yard reception. This Memphis offense, Taylor wasting no time here to begin this second half. Tempo moving the football nicely.
And we talked about it in the first half. It's just a good change of pace, a good job of moving the ball around and working at the tight end, wide receiver, screen, inside draw. I mean, really opening up the playbook.
Again, Taylor, and good vision to get something out of what could have been nothing, really. Delano Robinson on the tackle. You talked about it earlier. As that's a first down run. His patience.
Not only the patience, the power. That looked like he was going to get dropped for a loss. Strong enough to break through there and pick up the first down.
It was SMU that started the first half well and finished well. They had TDs on their opening drive and the last 2 drives. It was Memphis, though, that had that 24 straight points in the middle. Slade on the reception. Machine Slade Travels to the 5-yard line. He had a nice first half, a few catches.
Boy, and you know what makes those plays go is how quick Riley Ferguson gets it out of his hands and just absolutely throws a BB out there to the wide receiver. Get it into his hands and give him time to run with the ball after he catches it.
Bunch formation for the wideouts at the bottom of the screen. Second down. But it's Taylor, and they'll hold him up this time. They're going to lose yardage. No room to run that time for Patrick Taylor.
Well, you had the pullers on the offensive line come down. SMU did a good job of spilling down, crashing it, blowing up the hole there, and Taylor had nowhere to go. That's what you need to do. You got to clog it up. Can't let that big man get through the crease there, squaring his shoulders up.
They get to the 3. They get a first. Here on third down. Ferguson wants a touchdown, though, and he has it.
It's just great recognition from Riley Ferguson. This wasn't a quarterback draw. He sees it, though. He sees the rush from Kyron Mitchell, 11, come to his right side. He steps up in the pocket, sees nothing but green grass, knows he can get the first down, then says, you know what? I could score. And he did. Now, the only thing you got to fault Memphis for is took a little time off the clock there.
Right.
So them scoring a little quicker.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Almost 5 minutes. And nice job there by Kevin Johnson to let that go out of bounds and pick up the extra yardage on the penalty. Split backs here with Jones and West. It's West, and not going to get away. Nice open field tackle made by Sharif White.
Let's take a look at that unsportsmanlike. It's 34 Dorsey's. He's right there. He's dragging at the ball. It's the big guy on the bottom. And we'll see the flag comes up. You see a little push there? You saw a little push on the face?
Yep.
That's what they called. You know, it's a ticky-tack. Some people would say it is, but just don't do it. There's just no need to do it. Officials right there. They're walking to spot the ball. And you push the running back in the face. There's no need to do it. And that's why Coach Norvell said, selfish. Don't do it.
Second down and long pass is caught by Trey Quinn. It's going to set up a third down and 3 now for the Mustangs.
And SMU would like to get Trey Quinn going a little bit more here in this second half. It's a good sign there with a reception early on here.
Well, yeah, because that's only his 3rd catch in the game. Did have the touchdown right at the end of the first half, but 3 total for a guy that averages 9.6 a ball game to lead the nation. Still a lot of time left. 3rd and 3.
And you see the substitutions, the referee giving Memphis a chance to substitute because SMU did.
Hex pressure, and he's not going to get away. Bryce Huff, and another flag comes in late there. And Jacoby Francis as well, 32. And Memphis fans, and more importantly, Coach Norvell's not going to like that one as well.
They're going to call roughing, and we got another flag in the middle of the field.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Both are against the defense, and both will be enforced after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 55. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct. Head coach of Memphis. That 15-yard penalty will also be enforced. That is the head coach's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
So he can only get one more. He's tossed, but I agree with Mike Norvell. I understand why he's so hot. His defense makes the play, Mike. Okay, we're going to look at the initial call. It's on 55, Bryce Huff. He makes the set. Now he's driving him. He's hanging. He's just driving him. Nothing crazy. He doesn't pick him up and power slam him. I don't know how you call a penalty on him there. I agree with Mike Norvell.
I agree with you 100%, Rudy. I know the whistle probably blew, but you're right. He did not power slam him. He didn't make any more of a motion than his normal momentum is taking him to the ground on the tackle.
To me, it wasn't egregious. I think it's a back call.
We got to start keeping track of these unsportsmanlike penalties here, because you're right. You get 2, you're tossed, and there's been multiple players, and Coach Norvell that also has one. Hicks to the end zone. It is caught, and that is a touchdown SMU. Raymond Epps, the graduate student tight end, on his first reception of the season for a 17-yard touchdown.
You said it, the transfer from Arizona State. Epps gets lost in the corner there, goes up, high points it nicely. Beats the defender, safety Josh Perry. And just like that, SMU strikes 30 yards and penalties. Then they answer with the touchdown catch.
Seven-point lead now for the Tigers, and they have riled up the fans. First catch of the season for Epps. It goes for a touchdown. We've got a ball game here once again.
I think the momentum of Bryce Huff was bringing the quarterback, Ben Hicks, to the ground. He didn't do anything egregious. He didn't power slam him. That's football. Okay, I know the whistle was blowing. He can't stop. He's wrapped up with the guy. He's been wrapped up with him for 4 seconds.
Henderson on the return from Memphis. And he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Here's Henderson. And some good blocks on the outside, and spins his way for a first down to midfield. That's a gain of 11.
Boy, it doesn't matter if it's Darrell Henderson or Patrick Taylor. They run hard. They run behind their heads, and they finish runs off. They get those extra 1 and 2 yards at the end of the runs, which you'll love to see.
Over 200 yards rushing today. Almost 40 over their season average. Still in the third quarter. Ferguson. And on the outside of the catch is Kadarian Jones. That's a first down. First catch today for Jones.
That's just excellent vision by Riley Ferguson, how he scans the field right to left. He's got the quickness and arm strength as he sees Jones slip open, wide open on that left sideline to get it out there quick to him.
Well, let's not forget about the good blocking by the O-line and the backs to pick up some of the defenders and give him time. Pollard lines up in the backfield now. They give it to Henderson. He's going to be shut down. Nothing doing there. J.T. Williams on the stop for SMU.
Jordan Williams, a linebacker there as well. And that's what you need to do. You need to get to these running backs. Do not give them time to get to the line of scrimmage free. Got to make their life a little miserable getting to them in the backfield.
Play fake. Pressure, and Ferguson gets rid of it to Pollard for the first and more inside the 20. And Tony Pollard putting a hurt on the SMU defenders. Mikhail Onu finally brought him down.
You know, it looks like a simple pass, but it's really nice. He's got pressure in his face. Tyson Niels and Riley Ferguson still gets it to Pollard in stride so he can make the catch, turn up, pick up the first down, and get those yards after the catch. It's a nice play, nice throw and catch there between Riley Ferguson and Tony Pollard.
That's a 21-yard pickup, Rini, and now they're inside the red zone yet again. Keeper, Ferguson, and on the sideline is Dykes. Did he step out? Yes, he did. That's not a touchdown. He's out of bounds at the 12-yard line. The officials all over that one, as he did step out at the 12.
And I tell you, if he did step out at the 12, he scored. This is the RPO, run-pass option. You see Ferguson pull it out, throws it, and it's a good call by the official. You saw that right foot of the tight end, Sean Dykes. He stepped out of bounds there.
Henderson in the backfield, second down, Memphis. Ferguson, end zone, overthrown, and looking for Slade, and thought maybe back shoulder there, but he didn't throw where he needed to. I think a coaxy.
He threw it front shoulder,
yeah.
And I gotta believe the wind affected that ball. I mean, I'm looking from the top of the press box here where we are, and it just, you know, I got a good angle. It kind of looked like it just sailed to the right on him, and you're right. We'll take a look. He's gonna go to the top receiver, Coxie. And you see the ball, and I'm telling you, the wind hit that ball, Mike. It just kind of took it because it was going right towards the defensive back there, Christian Davis. And I think the wind just kind of got it and knocked it down inside.
It's a fake, and it's Ferguson on the keeper. He's going to run it again for the touchdown.
That time, Mike, that was a called quarterback draw. They went the quads to the left, empty set. SMU was in the correct defense. They were there to make the play. This is just an outstanding run by Riley Ferguson. A little spin move. I mean, they were there. Look at the spin move. Great job by Riley Ferguson. He gets it in the house.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're going to go back and look at that tape and say, hey, we had guys there.
Yeah, just got to make a play.
It's a 12-yard run for the touchdown. And Memphis does it yet again, going back up 2 scores, 45-31. Riley Ferguson, we know he can do it through the air, but he's done it on the ground today with his second touchdown run. The Tigers lead by 14. Riley Ferguson and the Memphis Tigers lead it by 14, 45-31. Second touchdown run of the game for him. A 7-yard run and then that 12-yard run for the touchdown.
Yeah, we thought we might see a shootout today, and then we thought, well, maybe the defense will step up. The weather, no,
right.
Weather's held off, and we're seeing a shootout.
Exactly, weather's totally held off, and so far 76 points on the board here today between these two. We still have 3:44 to play in the third quarter. Kevin Johnson picks it up on a bounce, and it's not going to be great field position to start for SMU. Hicks with some time and finds Galliard, and Myron Galliard makes the catch for the first of the 30.
And that time, Chris Ball, defensive coordinator for Memphis, decides only to rush 3. Ben Hicks has all day back there, and it's tough to cover a guy for 5, 6, 7 seconds downfield as Galliard comes back to make that catch.
15 yards in the catch. That was on that kind of second sequence. He didn't have it initially. Found himself a few more seconds. Good job to find Galliard. First and 10 from the 30. And a big first down pickup for the Mustangs. Jones gets to the outside, and he's off to the races. Xavier Jones being tracked down finally by Curtis Akins, and saving what would have been a touchdown.
Boy, and I'm surprised Jones, you thought he would separate there. Curtis Akins, the middle linebacker, not giving up on the play to save that touchdown. Nonetheless, in the red zone.
First down. Jones on the carry, and still at his feet, and gets inside the 5. Joseph Dorcius on the tackle. He's a yard shy of the first down. It's going to be second and short here for SMU. They want to move quickly.
Yeah, they're ready to go after that nice explosive run by Xavier Jones.
Jones again. And that should be enough for the first down. Not going to be enough for the touchdown, but they'll have a first and goal coming up from the 1 as we're under a minute to go in the third.
And they're ready to go again, Mike.
Again, Jones, and he is in. That's how you get it done for SMU. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Yeah, Jones, he's got that great build for running back, 5'10", 203 pounds, strong lower body, good explosiveness and quickness, and boy, just feed him. That's what you want as a running back. You know, the more they can feed you, 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a row, you get better as a running back when they feed you the ball, and he's having one heck of a game today.
Kevin Robledo for the extra point for SMU, and we are back to a 7-point game yet again. 45-38 Memphis. Xavier Jones, 2 touchdowns and 177 today. Chad Morris told us yesterday, Rainey, he said this team still has to learn how to win. You know, they had a couple of games. You know, they fell to Navy there, and that tight one came all the way back to tie it at 40, lost at the end last week, and he said, you know, you got to be able to stand up to the bully as well, too. And he's talking about Memphis, the Memphis bully. In the last 2 years, they were outscored 114-7.
Yeah, and he reminded his players of that every day this week in practice. They had it up on the scoreboard. He wants them to know that Memphis has really owned this series, but step up and, as you said, take on the bully.
Henderson on the return. Darrell Henderson, look out. Down the sideline, he will be tracked down. Finally in SMU territory. What a return by Henderson.
Well, you know, Darrell Henderson says, yeah, usually Tony Pollard's back here doing this, but I can do it too. And this is just a right return. Missed tackle there. You can't do that. He hits it, breaks a tackle there. A nice return to set up this offense in excellent field position.
Patrick Taylor's back in. He carries for Memphis. And Taylor with a first and more.
And the Memphis fans a little unhappy, thought Taylor got tackled out of bounds there.
I was thinking that myself. I didn't want to say it because there's no flags down. Third quarter, clock is winding down here, under 20 seconds.
Yeah, and I think Memphis will let this one run out, get to the fourth quarter here. They're in good position and stay, listen, a tight, good ball game. What we expected, what we thought we would get, Mike.
No doubt. 21st ranked team in the country, the Memphis Tigers. They're holding it up. One more quarter to go. Can they do it? Can they win it and win the West Division of the American? A spot in the conference championship game is on the line here today. And we'll have 15 minutes on the clock when we return. 3 quarters in the books. Tigers 45, Mustangs 38. Back after this. No problem with the points today, like we expected here with SMU and Memphis as we get set for the fourth quarter. Mike Corey and former UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini Ngolia. And Memphis will start first down and 10 inside the red zone here to begin the fourth. Ferguson taking a shot. And it is Miller. What a catch. Touchdown, Tigers.
Which is great adjustment by Anthony Miller. And I love the fact that Riley Ferguson, Mike, puts it up with some air to give his receiver, Anthony Miller, a chance to adjust and make this catch. He just lobs it up. Watch the adjustment there. That's a tough ball over the shoulder. Great concentration. And a great touchdown by Anthony Miller. 24 yards on that catch.
Had a 34-yarder earlier for the touchdown and has this one here. So now 32 for his career to lead Memphis all time in touchdown receptions. And it's back to a 14-point lead for the Tigers.
Pretty good combination. Ferguson to Miller. Been doing it all year long. Memphis back up by 14 once again.
SMU, familiar situation here today, down by 2 touchdowns yet again, but every time they seem to come back and cut it to a one-score game. They just can't seem to get over the hump. Here's Jones in the carry, and he's dropped for a loss in the backfield.
So you know all the meteorologists are cursing us right now because we said, you know, they were going to be wrong.
Like we told you.
They were wrong on the time.
Wrong on the time. Hey, you can't be perfect, right?
Because I'm getting soaked now through this open window.
Yes, exactly. It's open air here today for us, but no matter.
Hey, we play in the rain too.
Right.
Well, I'm going to stand up.
Do what you got to do, Rini. Just want to keep the game going here. That's the thing.
Yes.
It's been back and forth and good momentum by really both teams here. We'll see if SMU can get something on this drive. Second down at 11. Hex to the play fake. And nobody home.
Yeah, good coverage by Tito Wyndham once again. Had a nice game today in that corner position. Great first half.
Yeah, there was a big third down and 10 on the previous drive for SMU, and they converted to Galliard. That allowed them to get down the field and get a touchdown. Now they get a third down and 11 here.
And there's the lightning delay, Mike.
And you are correct. So we're going to have to stop play with 13:51 to go in the fourth quarter. And everybody heading for cover. And almost an hour later, we are ready to resume action here today for Memphis and SMU. With a 14-point Tiger advantage. The last 8 drives in this game have all been touchdowns, 4 for each side. And we're going to resume action here in the fourth quarter in about 30 seconds. There's going to be 13:51 on the clock. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 7 for SMU. So they come back to a dicey situation here deep in their own territory. All right, so here we go. Ben Hicks, sophomore quarterback from Waco, Texas for SMU. 3rd down and 7 from the 24-yard line. Actually, 3rd down and 11, excuse me. 3rd and 11 here to begin play once again. And Hicks guns it. Prochet not able to hang on. And Sharif White was there, but there is a flag down on the field.
The flag on the play against the Mustangs is declined.
Jamie Sackville will punt. Anthony Miller is back to return the kick. First punt this half by either team. And that liner goes out of bounds, but really good field position here for Memphis. Going to be their own 48-yard line.
It's just so windy. Sackville tried to punt like to the low line drive, get a runner, but I mean, it is really blowing now. And
back to action. Memphis football now. Darrell Henderson will start in the backfield. Pollard now goes and lines up back there as well. Henderson breaking through the middle. Oh boy, off to the races. Touchdown, Tigers.
well, that's about as bad as a start you could have for SMU. You come out 3rd and 11 on offense. You got a punt. First play. We've seen it earlier in the game. Darrell Henderson to the house. Good explosion. Good blocking up front. You talked about it. This Memphis offensive line really controlling that line of scrimmage. And just like that, I told you don't blink. Memphis puts another one on the board.
Well, you're totally right, Rainey. And once again, Henderson, who's had a really nice day rushing the football. 4 Memphis players today have 2 touchdowns.
And we'll take a look at it. Just a good job by that Memphis offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage. Little inside handoff, great blocking, and great speed by Henderson.
Memphis has had some quick hitting touchdowns in this game today, and it's been by Darrell Henderson. We just saw a 52-yard run that took 9 seconds and a 70-yard run earlier that took 11 seconds. As more trouble here for SMU, picked up by West. Flags are down. He's inside of his own 10-yard line. Play fake. Hicks for Sutton, and it's knocked down by T.J. Carter, who was defending him on the play. Hicks hobbling a little bit here. Really, we've seen that a couple of times today.
And I don't know if that's affecting his throws in this win, because we talked about it earlier. Some balls floating on him, and to keep an eye on him. And yeah, they're going to go to the bullpen here. I think they're going to make a change. I think I just saw DJ Gillens, number 7, run in, the backup quarterback. And we'll take a look at it here on this last play. Yeah, kind of gets caught in there, but he's been hobbling earlier on in this game as well.
Gillens turned to hand it off, and nobody was there, and he fumbles the football at the end. Let's see if SMU got it back, or is this Memphis football? It is.
Now the ball came out, Mike, but it'll be interesting to see in replay if his elbow or hip hit before it came out. I mean, obviously that was miscommunication. He comes in off the bench. He turns the wrong way. He's expecting the running back to be on their side. He's not there. Now let's watch the end of this play. It definitely comes loose. Oh, it's coming loose there. That's a good call. You saw the strip in there. That was Jannard Avery. As soon as that ball starts coming loose, that's a fumble right there. He doesn't have control. That's a good call by the officials. This won't even have to go to replay, as Memphis gets in there and fights for that ball for the recovery.
That is the first SMU turnover today as well. And it sets up Memphis inside the red zone with already a 21-point advantage. Taylor, look out. Patrick Taylor tripped up. And Clemens makes the play. Almost his third touchdown today.
He's mad at himself. He cut it outside a little bit. I think if the big man just keeps it straight right up the middle, lowers those pads, no one's going to stop him. So we'll see if Coach Norvell decides we're going to give it to you anyway on this next carry. See if you can finish off this drive. I believe that's 2 running backs now for Memphis over 100 yards on the day.
It is. Taylor with 112, 2 touchdowns. He stays in. Now it's Ferguson, and that's his 3rd touchdown rushing today.
That's just an excellent read by Riley Ferguson. You thought he was going to hand it to Patrick Taylor. You saw a run blitz come from SMU. He puts it in the belly. He sees it and pulls it out. That's excellent zone read by Riley Ferguson. And as you said, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the day, which, oh, by the way, is a career high for Riley Ferguson on the ground.
5 total touchdowns today, 2 passing.
Not a bad day.
The route is on, 66-38 Memphis. Like, how many more options can they have? The running backs, Ferguson through the air, him on the ground. Defense has been playing great. And
well, one thing's for sure, the hour break in the locker room did not slow Memphis down one bit.
And the field position has just not been great for SMU either. Every time they've had the ball as of late on offense, they're on deep in their own side of the field.
And, you know, SMU's got 38 points. When we talked about defenses stepping up, getting opportune stops at the right time, and Memphis has been able to do that today.
Freeman spinning and going in the wrong direction. Look at this Memphis defense. Sharif White and John Tate there, able to make the play.
And Sharif White, you just love that effort, not giving up on the play. You know, talking to Coach Norvell about him, Coach Norvell says he gives 100% effort every day at practice, and he said Sharif White came up to him and said, "Coach, you haven't let up one day." And he said that meant the world to him. One of his players saying that, a senior at that.
Keeper by Hicks, and he's taken down the backfield. That's Jonathan Wilson. Now back to that point. That's what Mike Norvell has done. He's shown it by example for this team through everything that he's done.
He's told his team, if I don't bring it every day and my staff doesn't bring it every day, you can walk off the field and leave practice. And that's why he said when Sharif White, a senior who's been here for a few coaches, came up to him and said, "Coach, I just want to let you know, you haven't let up one day in practice." He said that meant the world
I've
to
been
him.
watching you every day, Coach. This team has not let up today. 66 points. SMU 3rd down here, 3rd and 11. Hicks's pass, it's low. Prochet, he has it. 1st down.
Yeah, good adjustment by Prochet to go back and catch that ball. A little behind him, but he makes the catch to move the chains.
Finally, through this wind and everything they've had to go through, it's always like having 2 opponents here today.
I mean, you got to deal with the weather, and the wind is a huge part of football games when it's windy like it is today here in Memphis.
Freeman breaking free, gets into Memphis territory. Knocked down the 45-yard line, 1st down. Although it was a run play, Rainey, I'm watching Trey Quinn at the top of the screen there, the wide receiver. They played the press coverage on him. I mean, that's a guy who comes in with almost 10 catches a game. But kind of thinking, why has he just been not in the offense today?
No, I mean, give credit to the corners. T.J. Carter and Tito Wyndham, they have played really well today.
Freeman dashing his way for a couple. You know, and it wasn't a long time ago that this was a 7-point ball game.
Yeah.
that we were just about ready to come back to action after the weather delay, and then how things have turned.
Yeah, and just, Memphis has come out of the locker room after this delay and really hasn't missed a beat and actually played better, I think, defensively. Yeah. And again, if SMU's going to run it, you just got to make sure you come up and make the tackle. If they're going to throw it underneath, come up and make the tackle. Just, you don't want to give up any quick strikes here, as we're under 4 minutes left in this game.
Hicks. Middle of the field, there's Trey Quinn. Touchdown, Mustangs.
And exactly what I said the Memphis defense shouldn't do, they did. Quick strike down the middle. Quinn caught this ball. He actually, if you watch him, he kind of braced himself because he thought a safety was going to be behind him to try to hit him. There was no one there. Makes the catch. Just walks into the end zone.
And this is what they haven't had most of the day today. Plays like this with Trey Quinn getting open for passes and that touchdown catch. Extra point is good. Here we go, onside kick. And recovered by Memphis. And Tim Hart able to grab that one.
Yeah, the hands team, big Tim Hart out there. Hey, big guys can have good hands, right?
That's right. Big thanks to our ESPN crew here today, guys. Getting in at 5 a.m., getting ready for this early start, going through the weather delay. Our producer, Eric Lilly, Brian Sipe, our director, Brad Schaefer, our technical director, Becky Solomon, associate director, with our associate producer, Greg Bush, Brian Johnson, along with Lee Gamble in audio, James Dokes, Brian Bulmer. Thanks, guys. Our cameramen today, Ryan Fredericks, Brian Champlin, James Alford, Eric Honeycutt, Michael Holland. Alongside my partner, Rini Ngoli, I'm Mike Corey, and thank you to our statistician, Matt Siegel, our spotter, my brother, Brian Corey, Leah Guinness, our stage manager here today, among many others on this crew here from Memphis, Tennessee this week. Thanks so much, everyone. And Memphis is going to be the Western Division champs of the American. Hugs all around from Mike Norvell and his staff. He said this was the first time that they have talked about the championship this week here, Rainey, because it's now evident, and they've done it. And this was how the West was won.
And it's pretty cold. Mike Norvell just got a Gatorade shower, or ice cold water dumped over his head, and well deserved. This Memphis team is very good, and they're going to get a shot at whoever wins the East, and it's going to come down to UCF or USF.
Memphis 9-1 overall this season, their 6th straight win and their 7th straight victory here at home at the Liberty Bowl.
Just an excellent job, and this Memphis team is peaking at the right time.
They've got one final game of the regular season. That's next Saturday. They'll take on East Carolina here at home. And a game you can watch at noon Eastern on ESPNU. But it's celebration time here for the Memphis Tigers and their fans. They win it 66-45.
Again, peaking at the right time. Give SMU credit, came on the road, but just ran into a very good Memphis team.